Good evening, my friends. Tonight I am going to give you the exact secret right at the very beginning. There is no long waiting period, no dramatic reveal at the 40-minute mark, and no fluff. If you want to eliminate doubt from your life forever, you must stop giving it your active attention and immediately return to your chosen assumption within 30 seconds. That is the entire secret. Stick with me until the very end, because if you leave now, you will miss the key mechanism that turns this simple concept into a permanent reality. Most people assume that because a solution is simple, it cannot possibly fix a problem they have struggled with for years. You might think your doubt is far too complex for a quick 30-second shift. But that desire for complexity is the exact mental trap that keeps you stuck in endless frustration. Doubt is not a deep logical equation you need to solve. It is merely a habit of where you rest your attention. When a doubtful thought enters your mind, you usually sit with it, analyze it, and give it power. You treat it like an important guest who deserves an answer. By doing that, you nourish the very thing you are trying to destroy. In this video, we are dismantling that exact pattern step by step. We will break down what doubt really represents, why every single strategy you have tried up to this point has failed, and why 30 seconds is the exact mental window that changes everything for you. To master this process, you must first understand what doubt actually is, because almost everyone gets this completely wrong. People assume doubt is a logical and wise reaction to a lack of physical evidence in front of them. They tell themselves that it makes complete sense to question things when their bank account is empty, their relationship is missing, or their body is still in pain. They believe they must see the proof before they can truly hold the belief. But that creates an impossible trap where you need evidence to have faith, but you need faith to create the evidence. You get trapped in an endless loop of waiting and suffering. In reality, doubt is not a rational response to your reality at all. It is simply the symptom of a divided mind. When you experience doubt, you are attempting to hold two completely opposite realities inside your consciousness at the exact same moment. One part of your mind claims that your dream is already accomplished and belongs to you right now. The other part of your mind insists with equal force that it is missing and impossible to achieve. Your consciousness cannot operate in two conflicting locations simultaneously. It is forced to choose one single state to embody. Because the physical world feels so solid and familiar, your mind naturally defaults to the heavier negative reality. You then label that automatic choice as doubt, but it is actually just the older dominant habit winning by default. This distinction is vital for your success. If you keep believing that doubt is caused by your current outer circumstances, you will feel completely powerless until those circumstances magically transform. But when you realize that doubt is merely two competing thoughts in your mind, the ultimate solution becomes instantly clear and remarkably easy. You simply stop feeding the negative thought your focus. Pay close attention to what happens next, because this next concept will blow your mind and change how you practice forever. Think about what you normally do the exact second a doubtful thought arises in your mind. You begin fighting it. You argue with the thought, try to reason with it, and stack positive affirmations on top of it like desperate sandbags against a rising flood. You search frantically for outer signs, subtle hints, or any small piece of evidence to prove that your manifestation is on its way. Sometimes you win those inner battles for a few hours, and sometimes you lose them completely. But here is the massive problem that almost nobody ever talks about. Every single time you step into the ring to fight doubt, you are explicitly confirming to your subconscious mind that the doubt is real, dangerous, and powerful. You never build elaborate fortresses to defend against things that hold no power over you. The minute you deploy a heavy mental defense, you admit there is an enemy worth fighting. When you spend 30 exhausting minutes arguing against your fears, reciting repetitive statements and pleading for signs, you are not destroying the doubt at all. You are legitimizing it. You are treating it like a worthy opponent that deserves your full attention and endless energy. Your deeper mind watches where you direct your focus, and it registers that high level of engagement as your true reality. The negative thought wins not because it possesses any real strength, but because you keep showing up to give it fuel. This creates an exhausting cycle where fear appears, a painful battle takes place, the fear temporarily retreats, and then it returns stronger than ever the very next day. Fighting a doubt is identical to swinging your fists at a shadow on the wall. the harder and faster you swing, the more real and threatening that shadow appears to be. That is why you must abandon the fight entirely. The strategy we are using tonight is not about fighting or conquering anything. It is about simple, rapid redirection. The very second a doubtful thought flickers inside your mind, the exact moment you feel that familiar hesitation or ask yourself, what if this fails, you must execute 3 precise steps in rapid succession. You must do this without panic, dread, or emotional intensity, acting with the quiet boredom of someone who has seen this minor distraction 1,000 times before. The first step of this rule is to catch the doubt immediately, within the first 5 seconds of its arrival. You simply label it internally with complete neutrality by thinking or saying to yourself, there is doubt. Do not analyze why it appeared. Do not investigate its origins, and do not debate whether it has a valid point. Treat it exactly like a harmless cloud drifting across the sky. You notice its existence, but you remain completely detached from its presence. The second step is to dismiss it instantly with a clean, firm, and disinterested refusal to participate. You can pick a short phrase that resonates with you, such as not interested, or that is not my home anymore, or I do not live in that story. Speak this phrase internally with the calm assurance of someone who has genuinely moved far beyond the situation. You are not angry at the thought, nor are you afraid of its presence. You are simply completely unavailable for that conversation. The third and final step must take place within the remaining 25 seconds of the window. You must completely return your full focus to your original desired state. Do not just try to think positive thoughts or force yourself to believe. Step directly into the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. Occupy that reality fully and let it feel totally real for those 25 seconds. Total elapsed time is exactly 30 seconds from start to finish. The entire sequence happens so fast that the fear never receives the fuel it needs to grow. It arrives, finds zero engagement, and is immediately replaced by your chosen reality before it can ever take root in your mind. If you are enjoying these practical insights, take a quick second to hit the like button right now so more people can discover this simple shift. Let us now examine why this 30-second time frame is so critical to your success. A doubtful thought is exactly like a tiny seed dropped into fertile soil. When it first flickers across your mind, it is lightweight, rootless, and completely powerless. It possesses no momentum, no historical weight, and no emotional energy. It is merely a fleeting idea looking for a place to land and grow. But if you give it your active focus, if you argue with it, examine it, or try to figure out why it is there, that seed instantly hits warm soil and water. Within 30 seconds of unbroken attention, that small seed begins to germinate rapidly. It transforms from a minor passing thought into a heavy, terrifying concern. Within a few short minutes, it feels like an urgent crisis that demands your full attention. By the end of an hour, it feels like absolute truth. This explains why you can go to bed feeling completely confident in your goal, only to wake up the next morning wondering how you ever believed it was possible. Your faith did not suddenly vanish overnight. The real issue is that you gave a single negative thought 30 uninterrupted minutes of your focus during the day, allowing its roots to spread deep into your subconscious mind without you even realizing it. The 30-second rule exists specifically to cut off that process before the seed can sprout. When you shift your focus within that tight window, the seed falls on hard concrete where it cannot take root, quickly drying up and dissolving from lack of energy. Consider the story of a dedicated student who struggled for over 2 full years despite doing every exercise perfectly. She was disciplined, serious, and deeply committed to changing her life. Every single evening she entered a relaxed state, imagined her ideal loving relationship with vivid emotional detail, and fell asleep feeling completely happy. Her evening practice was flawless in every way, yet her external life remained completely unchanged month after month. When asked to describe her typical day, a clear pattern emerged. Every morning, doubt would creep into her mind, and she would spend the entire afternoon fighting against it. She built massive intellectual arguments, searched for external signs, recited dozens of emergency affirmations, and cycled through continuous worry. She spent 2 minutes in her desired reality each night, followed by 14 hours in a state of intense doubt every day. When she finally saw the massive contradiction in her daily routine, the realization was an absolute shock to her system. She was immediately given one strict assignment to follow for 7 days. Her only objective was to catch every single doubt within 30 seconds and pivot back to her desired assumption. She was instructed not to worry about manifesting her goal, looking for evidence, or analyzing her progress. She simply executed the 30-second rule every time a fear appeared, without a single exception. Within just 3 days, her chronic underlying anxiety completely vanished. It did not disappear because she forced herself to feel confident or because outer circumstances changed. It vanished because she stopped supplying the continuous attention that made the fear feel substantial. Her chosen assumption finally had room to breathe and settle into her mind without constant destruction. Within 2 weeks of this single practice, she met her ideal partner, and within a month, the full relationship was realized. But the greatest reward was not the outcome itself. It was the empowering realization that doubt had never possessed any real authority over her life. It only ever had the energy she willingly surrendered to it. You must realize that doubt and faith are not two opposing forces fighting each other. They are the exact same creative energy focused in two different directions. Both doubt and faith are total assumptions about what is real. When you doubt, you use your creative power to assume with absolute emotional intensity that your desire will fail and that you are helpless. When you have faith, you use that identical creative power to assume with equal certainty that your outcome is finished and already belongs to you. It is the exact same engine running the exact same mechanism. The only difference is where you point the steering wheel. This means that fear is not your enemy, nor is it proof that you are weak or unworthy of success. Doubt is simply your own creative energy pointed at the wrong target by mistake. When you execute the 30-second rule, you are not engaging in a violent battle or trying to suppress negative thoughts through sheer willpower. You are simply redirecting your focus back to where it belongs, back to your ideal vision, and back to the fulfilled outcome. There is no struggle or drama required in this process. It is nothing more than the calm, repeated habit of noticing where your attention has drifted and choosing to place it somewhere better. To master this in your own life, start a simple 7-day challenge tonight. Select just one specific desire that matters deeply to you, especially one that usually attracts a lot of worry and questioning. For the next 7 days, your sole task is to act as a focused guardian of your attention. Catch every doubt within 5 seconds of its arrival, dismiss it with a calm phrase, and spend the remaining 25 seconds resting in the feeling of your completed desire. Do this for every single doubt that arises, no matter how rational or urgent it seems to be in the moment. Treat every negative thought as an opportunity to build your skill. At first, you might find yourself applying this rule dozens of times in a single day, and that is completely normal. Every single time you catch a thought and pivot, you are carving out new neural pathways in your mind and sending a clear instruction to your subconscious. You are declaring that fear gets no leverage in your life anymore. By the 3rd day of continuous practice, you will notice a significant shift taking place. Doubt will begin appearing far less frequently, and when it does show up, it will feel thin, weak, and unconvincing. By the 7th day, a deep sense of calm certainty will settle into your consciousness. Your desired state will feel heavy, solid, and completely real, not because you found physical proof, but because you consistently chose it over the alternative until it became your default state. If you maintain this simple habit for a few weeks, a permanent transformation occurs at the very foundation of your mind. Negative thoughts may still occasionally wander past, but they will no longer take root or disrupt your inner peace. They will pass by like distant traffic outside your window, leaving your focus completely undisturbed. Your mind will naturally default to the reality of your wish fulfilled whenever your attention is not occupied. When that internal state becomes your automatic resting place, your physical reality has no choice but to adjust accordingly. The world must reflect what you consistently embody within your mind. The law governing your consciousness is direct, reliable, and completely neutral. It does not require perfection or complicated rituals from you. It simply responds to whatever mental state you occupy most consistently throughout your day. Commit to this one simple habit starting right now. Give doubt 30 seconds or less. Catch it quickly, dismiss it calmly, and remain firmly rooted in your chosen vision until it becomes your tangible reality.